Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you are new. My name is Maddie, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you either short books or really fast-paced books to help you reach your reading goal. Don't forget to subscribe down below. So if you're a book lover like myself, you probably have a Goodreads account or some type of reading tracker account. If you have any of these forms of book social media, you probably set a reading goal for how many books you want to read each year. I know on Goodreads, that's what I use. You can set it at the beginning of every year and it tracks your progress throughout the year. It will tell you if you're 5 books behind schedule. Right now, mine is telling me you're 20 books ahead of schedule because I set a lower goal for myself. So that way I felt like I was being an overachiever. But whether you set a reading goal for 1 book, 5, 500, or 20, it's always a nice feeling to set a goal and reach it. So I figured I would give you some books that I've read, some books that I haven't but other people recommend. Let this motivate you to pick up one more book to reach that reading goal of yours. I have a few different categories for this video. I have books that are under 200 pages, under 300 pages, Christmas books, fast-paced books that aren't necessarily short, but you'll want to read them in one sitting. Then I also have audiobooks that are either fast-paced or under 8 hours. So let's start by talking about some books that are under 200 pages. First, I want to recommend to you Tuesdays with Morrie. I have read this book. It's sad, but it's also very impactful. So don't just pick this up if you want to reach your reading goal. This is definitely a heavier read, but so worth it. And just a disclaimer, if you're going to stress yourself out or read books that you don't necessarily like to reach your reading goal, it may not be worth it. But if you're feeling good and you just need a few book recommendations, this video is for you. Next, we have Nick and Charlie. If you read all of the Heartstopper graphic novels and you're obsessed, you've watched the TV show and you still want more, you should pick up the novellas in this series. And another good idea would be to read the graphic novels. If you haven't read them already, you could literally sit down and read all 5 in one day because they are graphic novels, so you fly through them, but the story is also amazing, so heartfelt. It is heavy, but the author kind of talks about these heavy topics in a lighthearted way because they are young adult graphic novels. So definitely check these out. I'm not a young adult, clearly. You could like these books at any age. I truly believe that because the story is so sweet and wholesome. Okay, and then we have a few books that I haven't read. We Have Always Lived in the Castle. This book is 150 pages. It's a classic gothic horror mystery. Wow, that was quite a sentence. And then this author, Claire Keegan, she's an Irish author. She has a few short stories or novellas that I have had my eye on for a while. I know a lot of my friends on Bookstagram have read these books, and I know one of her books has a movie adaptation. So let me just list a few of her stories. Small Things Like These is 128 pages. Foster is 88 pages. So Late in the Day. You could also read The Great Gatsby, another classic novel, and it's shorter than I remember it being. All I remember is me throwing a fit when I had to read this in English. And guess what? Now I like it. So maybe do a little reread. See what your thoughts are now that you're not an angry teenager. Then we have some really short books that could help you reach your reading goal. I won't call you a cheater if you read all of these and accomplish your goal. That's not my business. Last year around Christmas time, or I could be making this up, a bunch of popular romance authors released the Meet Cute series. The Improbable Meet Cute series. And we've got like Christina Lauren, Abby Jimenez, and a few other people. Most of them are under 50 pages. Definitely a good option if you're really behind. Then this is another heavier book. Read the summary before going into it, but I saw someone else recommend this book by Frederick Bachman. It's called And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. And then the last book in this category that is under 200 pages is Words from the Window Seat by Taylor Tippett. She is actually a booktuber as well, or a book content creator. And this is her book that she published about her travels, her life as a flight attendant, all of the lessons she's learned along the way, and I haven't read it yet, but I really want to because I love her content so much. Next category, we have Christmas books, and although some of these may be longer, I feel like you could fly through a Christmas read right now because the vibes are right. You know, this is the only time of the year you can really read Christmas books and feel connected to them. The first two I haven't read, but I got these recommendations from Heather McClary. Love that girl. I think her videos are my favorite right now on YouTube. We have Christmas in Spite of You, A Novel Christmas. These next two books are by Catherine Walsh. I read Holiday Romance last year, gave it 5 stars. This year I have Snowed In, downloaded on my Kindle. These two are on Kindle Unlimited. I'm obsessed with this author. I also have another novella in the Heartstopper series, which is called This Winter. In the next category, we have our books under 300 pages, so not the shortest books in the world. If you sit down, you could read these in one sitting because they are very entertaining. Read a few of these and you could hit your reading goal. First, we have The Do-Over, which is honestly my favorite book by Lynn Painter. I've only read 3 books by her. This one is so cute, and I swear I read it in a day. Then I have Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I have had this book on my want to read list for so long and I just haven't read it. Next, I have Done and Dusted, which is part of the Rebel Blue Ranch series. Done and Dusted is the first one, then it's Swift and Saddled. Lost and Lasso just came out, and then a 4th one is coming out next year. They are small town cowboy romances. I love these books. I love them so much. My favorite so far has been the 2nd one, but I think the 3rd one is going to change everything for me because I'm so excited to see these characters together. Next, I have the Summer I Turned Pretty series. All of these books are easy to read because they're YA. I just reread these a few years ago before the TV series came out, and I love them, okay? You need to read these and then you need to watch the TV series because the TV series is so good. I have A Court of Frost and Starlight on here, which if you are an ACOTAR fan, you know that this is the novella in the series. This one you can read after A Court of Wings and Ruin, but before A Court of Silver Flames. And a lot of people skip this book or say it's not worth your time. So if you're watching this video and you skipped it, this is me telling you to go read it, because the setting of this book is after the big war and there's peace for a few months in the Winter Court, and I love it. It's a quick read. Go read it. It's so nice to be back in that world. I need to do a reread of ACOTAR. Also, the audiobook is not long if you want to listen to it. Next, we have Normal People. I read this book in 24 hours. Sally Rooney's writing is so easy to follow, and this story has my heart in pieces. Another great TV adaptation you can watch after you finish it. This is not for everyone, so just know that. You could pick up The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry. This is by Gabrielle Zevin, the author of Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. This is one of her shorter novels, but people absolutely rave about this one. It's on my radar for 2025. Check it out. The next book is just over 200 pages. It's called This Is How You Lose the Time More, a super popular read. I know nothing about it, but I'm interested. Can you tell I only did a little bit of research for this video? This next one I did read. I listened to it as an audiobook, and it's a quick audiobook as well. I Who Have Never Known Men. It's 208 pages, and the beginning hooks you right away, and I was thoroughly entertained the whole entire time. These next 2 books I also got from my queen, Heather McClary. These books are just over 200 pages, and I believe on Kindle Unlimited. They're called Falling Fox and Picking Peaches. I think she liked Picking Peaches more, but I think they're part of an interconnected series. I am so sorry the angle keeps changing by 1 centimeter. I keep running out of storage and having to delete stuff. Let's get into the next category. These are all gonna be super fast-paced books that you can binge. Unpopular opinion, I love Frida McFadden. All of her books are super fast-paced, but the one I just finished is The Boyfriend. So good. Then we have Gray After Dark. I had to stop everything to finish this book. It had my heart pounding in my chest, but it was so good. That's Not My Name. This is an amazing YA thriller. I'm so excited for this author to release another book next year. The Gray Seer. This book is so good. And the bigger theme of the book is one of my faves. Then we have Hidden Pictures. This book was scary, but it kept my attention. And it ended up being not as scary as I thought it was going to be. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. What are you doing? If you haven't read these books, The first one I read in one day. Second one wasn't as fun to me, but still interesting. And then the third one just blew my mind. You have to read this series. And there is a TV adaptation as well. The Mind F series. There are 5 different novellas. If you have a Kindle and you download them on your Kindle, they're all on Kindle Unlimited, but you can finish probably one of these in 2 hours. Or if you buy the physical book, the book contains all 5 stories in one. Whatever you do, you have to read it. This one is very dark, especially the ending. Then I have Verity by Colleen Hoover. Everybody is on the Colleen Hoover hate train, but you cannot deny that this book had us shook a few years ago, and the movie is going to be amazing. I'm ashamed to admit this next one, but it has a crazy plot. It will capture your attention. It is a little triggering in the beginning, so just read your trigger warnings. Ice Planet Barbarians. This is a fun book, okay? There's a difference between a good book and a fun book. This is a fun book. Comment down below if you've read this book. I cannot be the only one. And there are 20 books or more in this series, so if you're having a good time, keep the good times going. Keep reading them. I've only read the first 2. I saw Heather recommended this book. It's a horror novel and it's called Dead of Winter. And then on here, I have any Christina Lauren book. If you only like reading romance, I recommend Christina Lauren to you. I only have The Paradise Problem, The Soulmate Equation, which I haven't read this one. This one was super fun. They also have Love in Other Words, which is a fan favorite. And then The Unhoneymooners, I love, and I read that book in one sitting. In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros. Rebecca Yarros is the author of Fourth Wing. In the Likely Event is one of her contemporary romances. The beginning absolutely hooks you. This book is sad, but you will not want to put it down. How many times have I said that in this video? Duh, that's the point, Maddie. Forget Me Not by Julie Soto. This is a 5-star read. I did not want to put it down. I was extremely jet lagged while reading this, and it still kept my attention. Okay, next we have audiobooks that are under 8 hours or super fast paced. Counting the Cost by Jill Duggar. This is a memoir if you guys watched 19 Kids and Counting growing up. Winter in Paradise by Ellen Hildebrand. This is a trilogy. After the first book, it's kind of boring, but if you just want something to listen to, this is definitely a good audiobook. Never Lie and The Inmate by Frida McFadden. The Woman in Me by Britney Spears is 6 hours if you listen to it as an audiobook. Daisy Jones and the Six. I cannot believe I'm recommending this because I did not like this book, but I am trying to be the bigger person here because I've heard so many people say that the audiobook quality is amazing and that they have like music, they have a bunch of different voice actors. So I think I'm even going to give it a chance. This is around 9 hours, but I think it will be a fast-paced read. Two Can Play by Ali Hazelwood is a novella by her, and it's only available in audiobook format. And then my last recommendation to you would be to reread any of your favorite books from when you were younger, or any young adult books you read in middle school or high school. I just did this recently with The Fault in Our Stars. I actually have a full reading vlog for this video that I'll link right here, and there's nothing like rereading one of your favorite books and feeling all the emotions you felt when you first fell in love with it. You could also read Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. Percy Being a Wallflower, which why was this my favorite book in high school? This book is so sad. Again, The Summer I Turned Pretty, anything like that. That's it. I hope this helped. I believe in you guys. You can definitely reach your reading goal. Comment down any other recommendations you have down below. Let's help everybody out. And if you don't reach your reading goal, it's okay. Just thought this would be a fun idea because I take my reading goal very seriously, and I know other book lovers do as well. The most important part of reading is to just have fun and turn your brain off for a little bit. That's my favorite thing, personally. Don't forget to like this video. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe down below. I post new videos every week, and I hope you will stick around. Bye!